morning, afternoon, middle of math class, whatever the case may be. Anyways, today I'm going to give you a few pieces of information on what more you can do with Google Docs. The first thing I want to show you is how to research using Google Docs. So we're using basically a search engine in order to create our documents, so we should be able to research with that search engine pretty easily, which is in fact the case. So I am going to research snowy white owls. Okay, and I want to know specifically about their diet. They eat what? I don't really know what they eat, so I need to look it up. I'm going to go to Tools and select Research. And you'll notice over to the right, I am getting a search box just to search with. So I'm going to say snowy white owl diet. Okay, so right away, it's basically a miniature version of what I see if I'm in a Google search engine. And I scroll down and I have all these web posts. And you may have noticed I can filter. Okay, I can do that. I can also select what do I want to be searching for. Do I just want images, scholar, whatever. So let's just try scholar for fun, see what shows up. Okay, well I've got some articles on snowy white owls, but they're not really helping me with what I am looking for, which is their diet. So I'm just going to search everything. Okay, and scroll down, find something that seems reliable. Okay, defenders.org or ebird.org. Let's go with ebird.org. Okay, and I've got, oh my gosh, what a beautiful picture of a snowy white owl. I want to use this in my paper, I think. Okay, so what I can do now is I can copy this and paste it in. Okay, but I need to cite where I get my pictures from. So I know that I used ebird.com, and if I search over this, I can click on Cite. And you'll notice a small number 1 pops up next to that picture. And if I scroll down, I now have most of my bibliographical information. It's not entirely in MLA format, but at least I have the information that I need plus the link, so that when it's time for me to write my works cited page, I don't have to go searching for this information, plus I don't have to write any of it down. All right, well, let's go to another site. Let's see what else there is. How about owling.com? Okay, so I check this out, and I decide I'm going to include in here, let's see, food and feeding. So you can see a little bit better. It's determined by the availability of food in the region it resides in. They eat voles and lemming are a major food source. Okay, I'm going to include that now in my paper. Based off of what is available, I can never spell that word, in their area. Generally, they eat small rodents such as lemmings and voles. Okay, again, I need to cite this information because I didn't research this on my own, so I have to make sure I give credit where credit is due, and that was from owling.com. So again, I'm going to cite. You'll notice I can also insert the link. I can just preview the site like this if I don't want to go straight to it to see if it looks reliable. Fabulous stuff going on here. Now, obviously, I don't want a picture in the middle of my sentence, so I'm going to move this, okay, to the end. And you'll notice when I do that, that my citations just change order, okay? Or they're supposed to change order. Maybe I didn't move it far enough. Let's hit enter. Okay. No, it did not do what it was supposed to do. Interesting. Okay. Well, what it's supposed to do is move the citation with it, but I will just move this here. Okay. All right, so that is the first thing I wanted to show you. The second thing I want to show you is the sharing. Okay, there's one thing about the sharing that I did not mention before, and that is when you get everything set, you have to make sure that you change the shared privately. Okay, because if you have it where only people explicitly granted permission can have access, that's fine. You have to make sure you give me permission to access it. So I'm going to save that. But then down here, so I've shared it, I need to make sure that I put on here only the owner can change the permissions. It automatically defaults at editors are allowed to add people and change the permissions, which means that if I were to email or share my document with Miss Moore, and it was a document that I only wanted Miss Moore to have, if I didn't change this, if I had it selected as this, she can now share with every other teacher in the building or anyone she wants to. She can change the permissions, so she can now make it so that anybody can edit this document, not just her and I. So you want to make sure that when you send it that only you, the owner, can change the permissions and invite people or remove people from the list as well. So this is a good security measure that you need to take. It doesn't take long. It's just a matter of remembering to do it. Okay? All right. So that is kind of the nuts and bolts of what I wanted to share with you today. I hope that you are enjoying your Google search.